Yo, what is up? What is up, guys? Thursday, February the 25th, 2021. Yes, Phil, no hat today. We're switching it up. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Got a lot to get into. Here on a Thursday. Hope you're all doing well. I see Phil, Rodney, RJ, Elizabeth Ballard, Lindsay. What's going on? We'll give it a second. Let everybody file in here on a Thursday, February the 25th, 2021. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. Really excited to come to you guys today to chat. Like I said, these are exciting times. We are on the verge of the best rivalry in college baseball getting going tomorrow at Doug Kingsmore Stadium in Clemson, Saturday in Greenville, and Sunday in Columbia. So again, thank you all so much for tuning in. We got a lot to get into. We can talk about whatever you guys want. You want to talk basketball again? We can talk baseball. Hang out here on a Thursday. Again, 843-790-3377. That is the number. Again, we got a lot to dive into, and I'm really excited to be chatting with you guys. Very pumped on this Thursday. Great podcast that dropped this morning. First things first, episode 389. I broke down the Carolina-Clemson series this weekend in full detail, breaking down Clemson, the South Carolina side of things, top storylines, players to watch for, my key player for this weekend, my prediction, all that good stuff. As you guys can see behind me, these are the results of South Carolina's games against Clemson in Omaha. Just a quick reminder that Omaha is not just a place that is stitched on hats. Omaha is a place we actually go to, and the standard of winning, and that is the standard for Carolina baseball. And you see, we get trophies, we get national titles. And what do we also love to do? We love to beat Clemson in Omaha, man. It's a tale as old as time. South Carolina whipping that Tiger ass in Omaha. We just own them there. We own them in the postseason. But again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get going, I do want to tell you about my friends over at Flex Squad Fitness, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Flex Squad Fitness. And guys, CJ Profit, he's the man behind it all. Been a certified personal trainer for 10 years. He struggled with his own weight for many years until he eventually lost 85 pounds himself doing the exact same type of training that he does at the gym. And guys, one of the reasons CJ is so good at what he does, he's been there, he's done that. He's put in the work, he's seen the results. At Flex Squad, they do one-on-one and small group training. Their program is a mix of strength, high-intensity interval training, and endurance training. And the goal, guys, is to not only help people look great on the outside, but more importantly, make them stronger and more confident on the inside, guys. And like I said, he understands what you're going through. He personally knows the struggles physically and mentally, and that's why he's so good at what he does. He's been there. He's done that, guys. CJ Profit, the place changes people inside and out. You're not going to regret walking the door. You'll probably just wish you did it sooner, guys. Again, they offer a free week for anyone who wants to try out their classes, or 2 free one-on-one sessions to see what they're all about. Or guys, if you go there right now, tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. You're going to get your first month free. If you've been looking to start your fitness journey, this is a no-brainer. If you're looking for a personal trainer, you're looking for a gym, whatever it may be, it's a no-brainer if you're in the Columbia area, Chapin area, or really all across the state of South Carolina. Again, that's our friends at Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. Be sure to check them out and tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. All right. Here we go. Let's get it going. Thursday, February the 25th, 2021. Like I said, a lot to get into. Really excited. Obviously, we're talking Carolina Clemson baseball, women's basketball, also with the game today at 1 o'clock. And hey, even men's basketball, unfortunately, still has 2 games to go. Fingers crossed, only 2 games to go left in this season. Like I said, as you see behind me, those are all the results from when South Carolina beat Clemson in Omaha. Gamecocks 4-0 all-time against Clemson in Omaha. 6-0 all-time, by the way, in the postseason. If you don't remember 2012, South Carolina beat them twice in the regional. So postseason success for the Gamecocks against Clemson. It's American as apple pie. I mean, it really is. So taking your questions, comments, calls, guys, 843-790-3377. The phone lines are open here on a Thursday. The phone lines are open, guys, 843-790-3377. Phil, 1 o'clock tip-off today because it is a wellness day for the University of South Carolina. So no classes for USC today. So you kind of just look at it as an off day. I guess they had it free and wanted to get the game in early, and so be it. Now you see there now. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump to the phone lines real quick.
Hey, Grant.
Yo, what's going on, man? How are you?
What's up, Chris? How are you?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you asking.
Let me tell you one thing. Damn, what's it? No, I forgot.
You called in and forgot, man. We're off to a hot. You were the first caller. We're off to a hot start right now.
Oh, let me say one thing. Wes Clark is the damn man.
Yeah, no, he is. Dude is seeing a beach ball right now. Absolutely, it's insane.
I mean, he's not in a race. I mean, I know it's only 2 series in, but if he's not in the race for Player of the Year so far, I mean, he has what like 7 or
six bombs in 4 games. Yeah, 6 bombs in 4 games, and is hitting 769. Is hitting 769. Yeah.
I mean, he is the shit.
Yeah. It is crazy. He's locked in. He's locked in for sure.
I mean, the whole team's good. I mean, you got Wes Clark. I mean, they're all. I mean, I see them going to Omaha this year. I mean, I know it's only 2 series in, but I mean, I see them going to Omaha and try to bring it back to Cola this year.
Dude, trust me, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Again, Wes Clark is locked in. He's not going to hit 769 all year. Let's just go ahead and get that out there. He's not going to do it, but with that short, compact swing going straight to the ball, and obviously he's put in the work, and he's a real good ball player and a real good hitter and a real disciplined hitter. Yeah, I think he's going to have a big year. So, no doubt. I don't think any of us could have predicted this start for him, but yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch. And I mean, again, I hope you're right. I'd love to see this team in Omaha. We've still got a long way to go. There's a lot of baseball yet to be played, but you couldn't have asked for a better start. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, and I mean the thing is, if you really look at Wes Clark's swing, I mean he's really not even swinging the bat really hard. I mean,
right.
I mean he can swing. I mean normal or halfway, and it's even out the ballpark. I mean, into the stand.
He's a big.
How good about
he's
player he is.
Yeah, he's a big, powerful kid that when you catch the ball in the barrel and he's already strong, you don't have to swing out of your shoes necessarily. So.
And right now, it's like every single time he gets up to the plate, you're automatically thinking, "Oh, Wes Clark's going bomb again."
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah,
every time he comes up to the plate, it's a bomb.
Yeah,
him striking out.
At this point, if you don't have your phone, I've been kicking myself for not having my phone out every single time he takes, steps in the box. So, I'll have to improve on that. But yeah, no, it's crazy, man. The start he's off to is wild for sure. So.
All right, Chris, thank you.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. Thanks for the call. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Quick update, guys. A lot of people asking about the weather. Mark Kingston saying that if they cannot get the game in tomorrow, because first pitch slated for 4, it is like a 95%, basically 100% chance of rain in Clemson tomorrow. And I've looked at the hour by hour. It looks like it's going to rain all day long. Mark Kingston saying that the plan will be to make up the game later in the season, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'll be totally honest with you. I think it's kind of silly to me when, to me easily, easily South Carolina could play a game at noon in Clemson and then 7 o'clock in Greenville. And then you can play a game 4 o'clock Sunday in Columbia and give the guys some rest. But dude, these guys have played tournament ball. You play doubleheaders all the time. Like I don't understand why you can't play a doubleheader Saturday. I really don't get that. I don't get that at all. So I don't know. And here's something unfolding. Former South Carolina assistant Lamont Evans has received a 10-year show cause per the NCAA. The program has received 2 years of probation. What does that mean exactly? What does that mean? Bro, this basketball program just gets worse and worse by the second, dude. Like, it's just awful. Let's see. South Carolina statement. In January 2020, this University of South Carolina received an official notice of allegations from the NCAA on a level 1 violation concerning a former assistant men's basketball coach. The violations were from a United States Department of Justice investigation of fraud and corruption in college basketball that was announced in September 2017. Throughout an extensive 3-year review and investigation by both the DOJ and NCAA, University of South Carolina Athletics showed that the violation in question was limited to a former assistant coach's lone concerned actions that the athletics had systems and personnel in place to demonstrate an ethical and compliant department. As a result of the former employee's actions, the university self-imposed sanctions, which the NCAA accepted. Importantly, the NCAA did not add any additional sanctions, thereby reaffirming University of South Carolina Athletics processes of educating and monitoring its sports coaches and student athletes. Okay, so we should be fine. Lamont Evans is screwed, but to hell with Lamont Evans, whatever. Yeah, we should be good. Travis Terwell, ever since we beat Florida on the road, we've just packed it in. Really sad the way we're ending the year. Like Chris said, no pride, no integrity. We've just given up, at least through our lenses as fans. We don't know the guys, but it sure seems that way. A bunch of individuals and no team play. Yeah, I mean, again, I hate to be that guy that says, oh, everybody's quit and all, but like we can only draw conclusions based off what we see on the floor. And to me, this team's packed it in. This team's done. This team's mentally fried. This team is done to me. And you know, whatever. I mean, it's a shame. It sucks. It's embarrassing to watch. It's really just sad at this point. But, you know, just is what it is. So. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Phil says Castlin's sharpening his sword. RJ Kelly, everyone's driving the ball this year, and our pitching's been great. Going to be a great season, be a Gamecock. And I'll say this, guys. It's been a great start to the year. We're 4-0. We're swinging it well. I like what I see from the arms. To say we're going to Omaha, long season. Let's let it play out. I'm excited about this team, and I hope we do go to Omaha, no question. Let's let it play out, though. You know what I mean? Like, let's, you know, because I feel like the same fans that are saying, hey, we're going to go to Omaha, we're great. If Carolina lost the series to Clemson, that switch would be flipped automatically. Oh, my God, we're terrible. We suck. Cancel the season, fire Kingston. Like, it's a marathon, not a sprint, guys. It's a marathon, not a sprint. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, but, you know, just it's early. It's early. Let's let it play. It's early. We got a lot of baseball ahead. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls as well. Yep, and apparently, again, Kingston saying there is no possibility for a doubleheader. So, you know, I think that would be a really good idea personally. I don't see why you don't do a doubleheader. You know, I feel like for sure they're going to do everything in their power to get that game in tomorrow. But guys, I mean, it's literally like 100% chance of rain. It's literally 100%. Yeah. So Phil, big call on sweeping Clemson, Chris. Bold. Hope it's true. Yeah. So in case you guys missed it, haven't tuned in the podcast yet, I'm going to release a graphic later today. Of course, everybody on social media can see it. But I picked the Gamecocks to sweep Clemson. And I'll tell you why, if you guys want to know. By the way, real quick before I get on that, John Gibbs, it's baseball season. Hell with this year's basketball season. Regroup for next year. I actually agree with you. But I picked South Carolina to sweep Clemson, and I'll tell you why. And again, let's just assume that they play tomorrow and everything remains constant. Everything remains the same for this weekend. The reason I'm picking South Carolina to beat Clemson is this. That game tomorrow, that game on Friday, and hold on, Phil, I wonder if a double is not in the contract with Fleur. Well, I'm saying you could play at noon in Clemson, play that game 3.5 hours, whatever. Once the game's over, you make the trek down to Greenville. It's like 45 minutes. Play the second game at 7 in Greenville. Like, I don't understand why that's a problem. Anyways, though, the reason that I am picking South Carolina to sweep Clemson, you take a look at Clemson's pitching staff. Yes, you have Davis Sharp on Friday, but Olin, Chuck, and Grice on Saturday, Sunday, 2 true freshmen. The Friday game is the key. Because, again, I like South Carolina's lineup in the Saturday and Sunday games, especially. And Sharp is a guy you already saw last year in Columbia, and you hit him pretty well. Wes Clark hit a bomb off him. I mean, you hit him well. You scored like 8 runs in that Columbia game last year, that neutral site on Saturday. Overall, I feel very confident in Thomas Farr going tomorrow. I just think offensively, Carolina is going to be too much for this Clemson pitching staff. And for Clemson, if you're looking at it from the Clemson side of things, the number one key in this series for Clemson is they have got to win game 1. They have to. They just flat out have to win game 1. Because if you lose game 1, if you're Clemson, and the Gamecocks, if they win game 1, you're going to feel great about your chances going against 2 freshmen on Saturday and Sunday. Let's jump to the phone lines. Hold that thought. We'll jump to the phone lines real quick.
Justin?
Hey, Justin, what's up, man?
Not much. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good. Hey, Chris, I can't wait. I get started tomorrow to see soccer at Clemson. That's going to be a big game tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just praying the weather lets us play. Like I said, it's right now, it's like 95% chance of rain, but you never know. Maybe God will throw up the umbrella over Doug Kingsmore, but no, look, I'm excited too. I mean, like I've said many times, this is like the Super Bowl for me. So I get super hyped for the series and best rivalry in all of college baseball, and it's going to be a fun weekend either way for sure. So I'm definitely fired up for it.
Yeah, me too, Chris. I just got hopefully this way no mess it up tomorrow, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm actually pulling up the weather as we speak. And, yeah, I mean, tomorrow, dude, it's a high of 51 with a 98% chance of rain. Literally, it says 98%. So, hopefully there's a 3-hour pocket. And you know what sucks is it's 70 today in Clemson. It's a sunny day, 70 degrees. You take a look hour by hour, though. I mean, the only time it drops below 80% is at 7 o'clock, and it's 71% chance, and it says light rain from 7 until the rest of the night. So maybe I wouldn't mind that either if they move this one back, because I really feel like this should have been a night game anyways. I think it's a horse shit read. The game's a 4 o'clock first pitch. I mean, I understand it's early in the season, and that's kind of how you normally do, but for this series, I think it should be a night game. So again, here's what I tell you I think is going to happen. I think they're going to do everything in their power to play this game. They're going to do everything. If they got to bump it back, so be it. And you can play in rain. You can play in rain as long as there's no lightning. As long as it's like a drizzle, a light rain, you can play in it. But it looks like to me, if they're going to do that, I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to throw first pitch at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, it's 92%. 5 o'clock, 92%. 6 o'clock, 84%. And like I said, 7 o'clock, it drops to 71% light rain. And then 67% at 8, 66% at 9. I mean, so it's going to be a crapshoot, man. Hopefully the weathermen are wrong. But no, either way, man, like I said, I'm excited for the series, man. I really hope they get it in tomorrow, because I tell you this, the idea of playing Saturday, Sunday, and then not playing the Friday game until later in the season, I hate that idea. I really do personally, but if that's what happens, that's what happens. But either way, man, it's I'm excited. I'm trust me, I'm elated, bro. I'm pumped. So.
Yeah, me too, Chris. Hey, Chris, you got to start being Clemson now, because we might turn sweat them, but it's gonna be tough to sweat, you know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's an important series no matter what. I definitely think, and I talked about this on the podcast, one of the interesting storylines this year is more from the fan side of things, in the sense that, there was no football game. There was no men's basketball game. There was no women's basketball game. So this baseball series, again, it's big no matter what. I don't think the players, coaches, stuff like that, or, I don't think you can put any extra pressure on this series. This series has all the pressure you need. But from the fan side of things, I mean, this is what everybody's going to be hanging their hat on for the next, 7, 8, 9 months till football. I mean, really. So certainly there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure, but that's a given. But I think from the fan side of things, I know there's a lot of pressure with fans and people that go to work every day with Clemson fans and have family members that are Clemson fans and friends. And, it's a big series, man. But, it always is. It always is. And that's what makes it so great. I mean, it's one of the to me, it's the best rivalry in all of college baseball, and it's not even close. So.
Oh yeah, hey Chris, I got some family who are Clemson fans, because hey Chris, I try to stay strong,
Yeah, that's brutal. Definitely brutal. I feel for you.
Because I work at Walgreens. We had a lot of Clemson fans on my job, you know.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I understand. Like I said, I'm lucky enough that I don't have to deal with Clemson fans on a daily basis, but I can only imagine. So,
yeah,
yeah, I can only imagine.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, hey Chris. What you thoughts about Chris? Frank Martin. Are you losing faith in Frank Martin, Chris?
Am I what on Frank Martin?
Are you losing faith in Frank Martin?
Am I losing faith with Frank? I mean, what little faith I have left. I mean, listen, I still think Frank is a good basketball coach and a good basketball mind, but like, do I have any faith, for example, that like he's going to return next year and all of a sudden everything's just going to, the ship's going to get righted and we're going to go back to the tournament and everything's going to, no, I don't. If I'm Frank Martin, I'm retiring. I'm stepping away. And I hate to say like, basically encouraging him to quit. I hate to be that guy, but it's like, dude, if he's coming back next year and the minimum expectations, hey, you got to get to the tournament to keep your job. I don't see that. I don't see him being set up for success. Like, I don't see that happening personally. I really don't. So if I was Martin, I'd walk away. I'll be totally honest with you. Go out with your integrity, go out with your pride, and I guess go out with an excuse. I mean, I hate to say that, but they've been making a damn excuse all year. So what's the difference? You know what I mean? So yeah. I think Martin does come back. I think he's a competitor and he don't want to go out this way, which I totally respect. And I hope we're having a way different conversation this time next year. But I've just, I've come to accept that this is just South Carolina basketball. We're going to be, we'll be competitive. We'll win some we shouldn't, but we're going to probably lose a bunch we shouldn't. And we'll be on the outside looking into the tournament yet again. And Frank Martin will be let go. And, that's what we'll be talking about next year. And it's unfortunate. And it's been a sad season. There's no other way to put it. It's been a sad season. And, isn't it wild that we got to the point where two of the major sports apathy set in? And I mean, we thought we had apathy in football. I mean, most of our fans don't even care anymore about basketball. Most of them aren't even watching. So when you get to that level, that's worse than somebody like me saying fire the coach. That's worse than fans going crazy on social media. When people stop caring, and I mean genuinely stop caring, you've reached a really dark point. You've reached a real low point, and that's just where you are right now. So, faith, how much faith do I have in Frank? I don't know, man. I don't have a lot left, to be honest with you. I mean, I like Frank, think he's a solid coach, but I think we've probably seen the best days of Frank Martin in Columbia, and I think I don't think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when South kind of moves on from the Frank Martin era.
Yeah, and Chris, and the thing about that is, and Chris, what bothers me the most is every time I watch his press conference, Chris, he said, well, this team more games than other basketball coach. I mean, why you keep saying that?
Right.
Every time you keep saying the same thing all along.
It's eerily similar to the end of the Muschamp era and a coach begging a fan base to stay on board. It's a coach begging a fan base to remember the good they've done in the program. And when you get to that point, again, like I said a couple weeks ago, don't tell me what you've done to this point the past 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Give me real tangible reasons why we should all feel good that the program is actually moving in the right direction. But nobody can do that. I don't even think Frank Martin can do that. So, again, this is the point I'm at. You want to bring Frank Martin back next year, totally, and they are going to. Totally fine with me, though. But honestly, if a press release came out right at this very moment while we're on the air that Frank Martin had been relieved of his duties, I wouldn't even bat an eye. It wouldn't even bother me. Because I'm so apathetic about Gamecock basketball right now, at least if you fired Martin, I'd be interested again. It would make it interesting, if nothing else. Like I said, the goal's not being terrible. Or I'll compare it to content, okay? Like what I do. The goal, the worst case scenario is not being negative. It's not saying fire Will Muschamp. It's not being critical of play. It's not saying Jake Bentley stinks. It's not talking about whatever. You know what I mean? It's not that. The worst case scenario when you make content is being boring. You don't want to be boring. either really, really good or really, really bad, but you better not be boring because you're going to lose people's interest. You're going to lose their attention, which is what you need. And that's the point we're at with this Gamecocks basketball program. Like, people just don't care anymore. We're just boring. The program's dead, literally dead. It's flatlined. So at least if we fired the coach, hey, something's happening. There's life again. There's a heartbeat, So I like Frank, but I'm not one of these fans. I'm not stuck on the Final Four thing. Like, that's great and all, but it happened in 2017, bro. Like, who cares? It's 2021. Like, who gives a damn? You know what I mean? Like, Final Four was great, but we get farther and farther and farther away from it every year. I mean, like I said, hey, Chad Holbrook, and I know he wasn't the head coach, but hey, Chad Holbrook was an assistant on the 10 and 11 teams that went back-to-back and the 12 team that went to the finals. That didn't help him in 2016 and 17 when people were calling for his job. I mean, at some point, you're getting so far removed from it. It's like, okay, we got to do something. So, again, I hope we're having a different conversation next year. I hope Martin's the guy to get us back turned around, and this year is more of a one-off than the trend. But, again, we've seen it every year since the Final Four, and the stats speak to it. The stat that I posted last night, 56 and 57. That is Frank Martin's record since the Final Four appearance. A losing record. I mean, it just can't be tolerated. You can't accept that because, again, the thing I think is the most toxic attitude to have, and people love Frank. People love it.
Oh, yeah.
But they love Frank. Yeah, but the most toxic attitude to have is this one, that, oh, well, Frank's so great, and who would we get that's better? We don't, because when you start saying stuff like that, it's like, okay, so you're basically saying we don't deserve better than one tournament appearance in 10 years. So, like, that's what you think. That's what you think of the program. And if you're saying that, then we might as well not even play basketball. Like, what's the point? Fans should stop investing their money, should stop investing their time. What's the point? If the goal is not to win more than, or not to get to more than one tournament in a 10-year span, what's the point? I mean, so, I got nothing but love for Frank, but I mean, dude, listen, too, he's dealt with health problems. He's getting older. I don't think his style of coaching really works at the college level anymore. The end is near.
Oh, yeah.
The end is near. There's no question about it.
Yeah, Chris, it's coming to end, man. Cause that's not much left to do,
Yeah. No, for sure, man. And we'll see what happens. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So.
Oh yeah. Well, Chris, thank you, man.
Yeah, Justin, I appreciate the call as always, man. Great talking with you.
You too, Chris.
All right, thanks, brother.
5 minutes. Yep, take care.
Yep, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm a little depressed, not because of Justin, but I just saw a headline on social media. There will be no St. Pat's in 5 points in 2021. Like, I mean, come on, man. Oh, my goodness. It's just depressing, bro. Like, I moved here last August of 19. I moved here August of 19. I've never done St. Patty's Day in 5 points. And, of course, it gets called because of COVID, and they're not doing it this year either. It's like, really, bro? Really? I mean, my God. Like, so stupid. So stupid, bro. I've even got the green on. Like, come on. Come on. Okay, let's get back to the questions, guys. David Warren, Frank Martin's making $600,000 per win this year. $3 million divided by 5 wins. His Bobby Knight demeanor is old and tiresome. No Final Four bump in recruiting says a lot. Look at Creighton, top 10 in recruiting and highly ranked. There are good coaches out there for us. Let's move on. We fans deserve better. Lee Harold says, I think Coach Martin will be back next year, but if they don't improve in the win column, it will be so long, Coach. Let's see. Savannah Webster, there's rumors going around today that he was fired earlier. Has anyone else seen that? I haven't seen it, but I don't think that's true. No. Let's see. Savannah Webster, saying players lack skills is also a reflection on higher-ups. Why are you recruiting players if they don't have the qualities you're looking for? I don't know. Phil Harris, I've said no tournament next year, and he has to go. Yeah, indeed. Now, that's a given. That's bro, that is a no-brainer. So, that is a no-brainer. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Really exciting day today. Obviously, we are on, what's the word I'm looking for? We're on the cusp. That's what I'm looking for, yeah. We're on the cusp of the best rivalry in all of college baseball, Carolina-Clemson, starting tomorrow at Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Phil, I actually saw your question earlier. How does Clemsuck's ballpark compare to Founders? Never been to Grays Lands at Clemsuck's Cal College. Listen, I'll say this. Doug Kingsmore is actually a nice stadium. It's a true college ballpark where, listen, does it compare to Founders Park? No, it does not. But it's a nice college ballpark. It is. It's a good college ballpark, but it doesn't compare to Founders Park, which I look at as like a true professional ballpark. Like it's on another level. But listen, Doug Kingsmore is not a dump. I have respect for Clemson baseball and the program they have. It don't compare to Carolina, but no, listen, their park's pretty dope. Their park's nice. So, Justin, with what we pay Frank, we could probably steal Jeff from Pitt, Kevin from NC State, maybe Stevens, Wojo from Marquette. Good coaches, good records, and have good ties to recruiting. Let's see. What's up, Chris? If we're going to play Friday night, we take care of business Friday night. We'll be going up against 2 freshmen. Personally, I believe if we rattle the freshmen, there's no reason we don't sweep. Yeah, and again, that's why I'm picking Carolina to get the sweep. I feel good about this series overall. Having Thomas Farr going tomorrow against Davis Sharp, that's going to be a fantastic matchup. But just the way our guys are swinging the bats right now, I love, Clemson does have an experienced lineup, but they don't have the big boppers that a South Carolina has. When you factor in your pitching depth, I love the Gamecocks matchup, their pitching depth against Clemson's lineup depth. And then overall, like I said, if you're Clemson, you have to win that game tomorrow. Because to me, again, and I'm not saying, listen, Olenchuk and Grice have really, really good stuff. Clemson's really high on them, but you're going to count on 2 freshmen to dig you out of a 1-0 hole. I just think it's going to be asking way too much of those guys. So again, I got the Gamecocks getting a sweep. I feel good about it. Listen, I know there's a bump up in competition and everything's going to get sharper. The intensity is going to get better. And this is a series where it's going to come down to 5 or 6 moments, just like I talked about in the podcast. It's going to come down to 5 or 6 moments, which team handles it better. And again, I think that team's going to be the Gamecocks. I've got Sal kind of getting the sweep. So let's see. Savannah Webster, sounds like nothing has changed game time wise. Would they have announced by now if it was moving? I don't think so. I think they're just going to play it by ear tomorrow. Like I think they're going to plan on trying to play it 4. If it's raining, they'll push it back. They'll push it back. They'll push it back until they can't push back any further. And if they got to call it, they'll call it. But again, I don't know why they can't do a doubleheader Saturday. Play the game at noon in Clemson on Saturday, and then play the game at 7 o'clock. In Greenville. Like, I don't know why that's impossible. Then you move the Sunday game back to 4 o'clock. You give the guys some rest. I don't think that's asking too much, but whatever. So, Shulin, looks like rain tomorrow in Cowtown. What happens if we rain out? Well, Mark Kingston said if the game does get rained out, they will play it later in the season. So, hey, you know what? Here's the thing. If it does get rained out and you only play Saturday, Sunday, go win those 2. And I'll ask you this. I wonder what happens if that happens. Do you start Thomas Farr on Saturday? Like, because I don't think you're just going to skip them, right? Like, you're going to try to win both those games. So who knows? Who knows how that'll affect the series if that does happen. Again, I'm hoping and have my fingers crossed that it's going to be a late first pitch because it looks like, again, at 7 o'clock, the rain is going to be light and maybe you'll be able to get it in. Again, maybe the weathermen up there, they just completely miss and we have a great day for it. So who knows? I'm hoping so. I'd hate for that game to get pushed back later in the season. We've already dealt with no football, no basketball. It's like, come on, like let us at least just get the baseball series, please. So Dakota Lee Center Fight says Ty Olenchuk, that's pitching Saturday, will become a great pitcher. Saw him pitch in high school last season, but he's never faced a lineup like Carolina. Plus the added pressure from it being rivalry weekend in college baseball. Yeah, no, for sure. Listen, they're obviously very high on Olenchuk and Grice, but a true freshman in this game, and again, especially if Carolina's up 1-0 in the series and it's on the back of a true freshman, that's a lot of pressure. But again, they're high on them. I expect great games all 3 games. So. AJ Bowers, yo, Chris, what's up? I think we either sweep the Tigers or drop 1 game, but we take the series. I agree with you. I think South Carolina's going to win the series, and I picked them to sweep. So, Courtney says, Chris, can you size up the pitchers this weekend? Yeah, so Davis Sharp, I'll talk on the Clemson side of things. Davis Sharp, who you saw last year, he's 87-90 with the fastball. One of the best two-way players, by the way, in the entire country. But on the bump, really solid, really good player. You were able to hit him around pretty well last year, but again, 87-90 with the fastball. Really, really good slider, plus breaking stuff. But again, somebody that South Carolina did hit last year, Wes Clark, literally had a bomb off the kid. Saturday, Ty Olenchuk, big right-hander. Again, kid from Irmo, South Carolina, by the way. And someone that, again, I know they're really high on. And then, hold on, guys, sorry. Who sent me? And then Sunday, Caden Grice, 6'4" lefty that actually struggled a little bit last week against Cincinnati. Only went 2 2/3, gave up like 3 runs. But again, they're really high on those Saturday and Sunday guys, those true freshmen. But like I said, I just think for South Carolina, especially if you can take that first game, that Friday game, you're going to put yourself in a really, really good position. I mean, your lineup against 2 freshman pitchers, you got to feel good about your chances at that point. So, Savannah Webster says, let's go girls, beat Ole Miss at 1. Indeed. Savannah Webster, how many bombs does Clark have this weekend? Over under 5. Come on. Going under. Like, they're probably not even going to pitch to him. So, yeah, keep the expectations realistic. Under 5 for sure. I'd probably say under 3. So, I'd love to see 5. Don't get me wrong. But if Clemson, if they pitch to him that much where he can hit 5 bombs, they're clueless. They're absolutely clueless. So, and you guys taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Mm-hmm. So Skylar Mead saying that Julian Bosnick is good to go this weekend, by the way. I know he had the blister thing, and some people were kind of concerned about his status. Sorry, I was just reading up on on some of the comments. So, John Gibbs, I hate Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Biased and not biased can't hold a candle to ours. Yeah, I mean, it can't hold a candle to ours, but listen, it's a solid college baseball stadium. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. Savannah Webster, speaking of, what the hell did Auburn do last night? I think they won 32-0. So, just incredible stuff. You got to love college baseball. Got to love college baseball. So, Bruno24, going to need whoever's hitting around Clark to have big games. Indeed. Yeah, guys like Andrew Eister, David Mendham, Brendan Malone, Braylon Wimmer, Brady Allen, all those guys in the lineup. And I feel good about all of them. I really do. I think the approaches have been great. You got a bunch of really, really good hitters in your lineup. Guys that have power, too. I mean, I think a guy like Andrew Eister, man, he's crushing the baseball. So I feel good about all those guys. You even go down the list. I mean, Colin Burgess has swung it well. Of course, Wes Clark, who you just mentioned, he's tearing the cover off the ball. Jeff Heinrich, Mr. Clutch, I think. Brendan Malone, I think, can get it going now. George Khalil, you need to see more out of him in the 9-hole. But again, I think he can get it going too. So you feel good. Even Josiah Seitler going yard. You feel good about the guys you have in your lineup right now for sure. So again, guys, 843-790-3377. Big show today. Big podcast today. Interview with Michael Roth. Guys, if you have not checked that out, hey, would love to hear you guys' feedback if you listened. But to that conversation with Roth, so many great tidbits. So awesome. Roth is always a good time, a pleasure to chat with, and really appreciate him taking the time to do so. But really great podcast, episode 389. Of course, breaking down the rivalry series this weekend. Everything you need to know on Clemson hitting, pitching, their team, of course, on the USC side of things, top storylines, key players to watch for, key player for the weekend. I give my prediction. And yes, I'm picking the Gamecocks to sweep Clemson. Picking the Gamecocks to sweep Clemson. But yeah, so we got all that. We also talked a little basketball. Your listener questions in that Michael Roth conversation, which was absolutely legendary. Let's see. Savannah Webster, did they literally get a home run every batter? That's crazy. No. So George Khalil doesn't have one, and Jeff Heinrich don't have one. Everybody else does, though. Elizabeth Ballard, was it Roth in 2011 that had the fish? No, it was not. It was actually LB Danzler, who I actually just interviewed this morning for next week. So that'll be a really fun conversation as well. It was Danzler that had the fear of the fish. So John Gibbs, want to see Allen look back at the fans like he did in 19. I was sitting the next section over that night. It was awesome. Savannah Webster, so Chris, on the reverse, if we've dropped Friday night, do you think we are poised to handle the pressure to still get the series? Yeah, listen, and it's shown over the past couple of years that just because you lose Friday night doesn't mean the series is over by any means. So I'm not saying that, if Carolina wins Friday night, the series is over. I'm just saying you have to like the matchup if you're South Carolina being up 1-0 going against two freshman arms. But hey, even if you lose Friday, you have to feel good in the sense of, okay, we lost. We're facing two freshmen, though. We can get these guys. So I think you feel good either way if you're South Carolina. I really, really do. So, yeah, I think the guys are equipped to handle the pressure. You've got veteran guys that played in this series last year and even the year prior. I mean, you got a nice mix of veteran experience and also some younger guys that have played some really meaningful innings for you. So, yeah, I feel good about the series overall. I really do. AJ Bowers, does a blister really affect you pitching? It didn't affect me when I played, but everyone is different, I guess. Yeah. I mean, dude, if you get a blister on your finger, I mean, I don't know how you're throwing the baseball, my guy. I mean, I just know for me personally, I didn't get blisters though. My fingers were calloused. I don't know. I never dealt with a blister, but certainly something that can happen early in the season, or I guess really happen at any time. But it sounds like he's good to go. He's fine. So Savannah Webster, is Clemson ranked? Not in the polls that I use, and the polls that I would say matter. I go off the D1Baseball.com poll. They're not ranked in basically every poll. I thought it was so funny. It was so funny how Clemson used just some random poll to say, oh, look at us, we're 25th in their program. It's like, dude, no, you're not. You guys aren't ranked. So John Gibbs, the past 6 years, I think we've won Friday night 5 times and lost 4 series. Winning Friday helps with pressure, but means nothing. Well, John, I'd say you're wrong. Winning Friday doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean everything, but it definitely doesn't mean nothing. So I'm just saying you win Friday, you have to feel good about you're going up against 2 freshmen Saturday, Sunday. I'm not saying it's everything. I'm not saying, hey, series over because we won Friday, but it's still very important. It is. So, Justin Bell, what was up with Cotto? Just freshman jitters. Yeah, listen, he pitched well over the weekend, Tuesday night. Yeah, I mean, he's a true freshman. Got to throw more strikes for sure, but Mag Cotto will be fine. The stuff is there. He's a big physical kid, like 6'4", 240. He's going to be a big arm for you this year and the rest of his career at Columbia for sure. So. Savannah says, did y'all see Clemson isn't going to be in the new college football game? Is that true? Is that true? No way. Is that a real thing? Bruno24 says, no idea what John is talking about. Always big to get the first one in a series. Listen, I understand what John's saying, that it's not everything. It's not everything to win. Just because you win Friday, again, like he said, South Carolina has won Friday a lot and lost the series. I mean, bottom line, you look at the stats, you look at the results, it's right there. But again, just because that's been the case, that doesn't change anything about how important the Friday game is. It's just it's a huge advantage. And like I said, I just think this year it's an even bigger advantage because, like I said, you're facing freshmen on Saturday, Sunday. Like it gives you such a leg up. I feel like in this series, again, fingers crossed they play tomorrow. I'm going to be like depressed if they don't play tomorrow, honestly. But we'll see what happens. So. Phil Harris, I have that same national championship sign behind you, Chris. Got to flaunt the success. You actually got this in Columbia at a thrift store for like $2. So, yeah, I was like, this is a no-brainer. Absolutely got to flaunt the success, man. I mean, here's the thing. You got one program on campus that has real tradition and history of winning, and that is baseball. So why do we not flex it more? I don't understand. I truly don't understand why we don't flex it more. I mean, hell, if we'd have won a football national championship in 1970, you'd see fans still rocking the T-shirts. I mean, why are we not flaunting the baseball success more? I mean, why not? So. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls here, 843-790-3377. John Gibbs, I didn't mean necessarily it meant nothing. It just means don't get comfortable, and it seems we have done that in the recent years. I don't know that we've gotten comfortable. We just gotten beat. I mean, I don't know what else, what else you can say. We just flat out gotten beat. So, your local sports talk, another L for basketball. We are screwed. I mean, yeah, that's kind of a given. Courtney Washington. Yes, I remember those baseball championships. That was a special moment for sure. So, yeah. Again, guys, questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Great podcast drop this morning, episode 389. Breaking down the series in its entirety, the Carolina Clemson baseball series, everything you guys need to know. Also, a great conversation with Michael Roth. Fantastic conversation. Really great stuff. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I had, let's see. I had Michael on January of 2018. You guys might not remember that. I had Michael on January of 2018. So, really good stuff. Just always a pleasure to chat with him. To me, arguably, if not the greatest, probably the most important Gamecock baseball player of all time. So really, really good stuff. And, excited for you guys to hear that conversation. And 843-790-3377. We got just about 10 minutes left. Again, guys, quick reminder if you didn't know, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, we'll be doing live pregame and postgame shows before all of the games, or before and after all the games this weekend. Right now, tentatively scheduled for tomorrow, 3 o'clock, 3 to 3:30, Friday, 3 to 3:30, and then Saturday, 12 to 12:30. So like I said, hopefully, fingers crossed, pray to God they can get the game in tomorrow night. But if they don't, 4 o'clock first pitch Saturday, 1:30 first pitch Sunday. And I will say this, here's a positive for you. I looked at the weather Sunday in Columbia. That's the one that I have tickets to right now. The weather looks incredible. High of 81. Going to be a little cloudy, but a high of 81. We'll take that every single day of the week. So I'm fired up for it for sure. But going to be a good time. I mean, there's nothing like it. Nothing like Carolina Clemson on the diamond. This is, like I said, like the Super Bowl for me. I love it. I genuinely love it. You can ask anybody that knows me. I get fired up for this every single year. So really, really good stuff coming. Let's see. Your local sports talk says, who's the best pitcher on this team in your opinion? The best pitcher on this team right now, I'd probably say probably Thomas Farr. Generally, your best pitcher is your Friday night guy. You want to put Brett Carey up there as well, you can, but I'm going to go Thomas Farr. So, like I said, guys, the series overall, I know we got crappy weather tomorrow, but should be good weather Saturday, should be good weather Sunday. Great weather today, too. I think I might have to slide out to Jake's today. Might be heading out there. If you guys want to share a brewski, say what's up, enjoy the weather, play with some dogs, we'll be out there. So, good stuff coming today. Great stuff. Again, we'll have a great podcast tomorrow as well. Believe it or not, I'm going to talk Gamecocks basketball. The game Saturday against Georgia. Basketball does play at 1 o'clock. We'll probably have some last thoughts on the Carolina Clemson baseball rivalry as well, and some of my favorite memories and stuff like that. I'm actually working on a written piece that's going to come out in a couple of hours. I was told to say we're going to Yappy Hour, by the way. Yappy Hour at Jake's. So I don't think I've ever, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever been to Yappy Hour, but yeah. So Savannah Webster, ready for the women's game. Some nice midday action to hold us over. Indeed. Your local sports talk, best hitter. For me, Wes Clark. Yeah, I mean, how could you pick anybody other than Wes Clark right now? Courtney Washington, we need some football talk soon with the spring coming up. I really like what Shane Beamer's doing. Yeah. And again, that'll come soon. Spring ball should be getting going pretty damn soon. But listen, I'm enjoying baseball currently. That's really how I feel about it. Leonard Matthews. Friday takes the pressure off of us and puts it on those freshman pitchers from Clemsucks. I like our chances. Go Cox. Yeah, I do too. Again, there's a reason I'm picking the Gamecocks to sweep because I really like your chances here. So, John Gibbs, besides Carey, how would you rank our closing pitchers? I love Danny Lloyd back there. Love Will Sanders back there. I really like your young guys. Jack Mahoney, I think, is really, really good. You still haven't even thrown Parker Coyne and Cam Tringali, CJ Wines, John Gilreath is thrown, Seitler is thrown. But you feel really, really good about these young arms. Again, the pitching depth, just Andy Peters. My God, I almost forget about Andy Peters, what he did over the weekend. It speaks for itself, man. Savannah Webster, are the men going to win anymore this year? If they're going to win, it's going to be Saturday. Bottom line. I mean, we've already beaten Georgia. Georgia's not good at all, but are they going to win? I certainly would not bank on it. I certainly would not bank on it. So, all righty. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, women's game at 1. Be sure to check that out. They're playing Auburn. Is that right? Sorry for not knowing. Are they playing Auburn? I think that's correct. Ole Miss, excuse me. Ole Miss. 1 o'clock tip against Ole Miss. Your local sports talk. I got a football question. Who's the best player in our secondary? Yeah, Cam Smith. I think Cam Smith to me, I was fortunate enough to talk with a current player over the Christmas break, and he raved on Cam Smith and said he was the best defensive back we had on campus, even with JC and Izzy. That's how good he felt about it. I know that might sound crazy to hear, but I think Cam Smith is going to blow up this year, no question. Let's see. Shullen, got to run, beat Clemson. Hey, beat Clemson indeed. No doubt. No doubt. So, tomorrow we'll probably actually go live noon to 1, normal Daily Crow, and then go live again at 3 o'clock. So, your local sports talk. What about R.J. Roderick? Not the best defensive back we have, bro. That's all I'm going to say on that. Not the best defensive back we have. So, yeah. Justin Bell, would you keep the batting lineup the way we have it? I would. The only thing I might change, I kind of like Eister in the 4-hole personally, but I mean, I have no issues with the lineup. I think going Allen, Wimmer, Clark, Mendham, Eister, Heinrich, Burgess. Wait, who am I forgetting? Oh, Malone. Excuse me. Eister, Malone, Burgess, Heinrich, Khalil. I'd keep it that way. I mean, listen, I like the lineup no matter what. You want to switch it up, fine, but I don't know. I think that lineup has worked for you. Why change it up too much? That lineup's worked. Savannah Webster, you heard about the NCAA stuff. I missed the first 20 minutes, so not sure if you brought it up. Yes, I did. I did hear about it, and thank God at least no postseason ban and no scholarships taken away. So, Travis Rowell says, haha, let's pull a Georgia when they won the SEC tourney in basketball. Forget the year, maybe early 2000s, won the whole tourney, and they were terrible. Found themselves in the NCAA tournament. Here's the wishful thinking. I mean, dude, wishful thinking, but there's no chance. Hey, but positive vibes, whatever, positive vibes. John Gibbs, really looking forward to seeing how our strength and conditioning coach improves our players. Truly think that has been a top 2, if not number 1 problem for player development. Got to be in shape and bodies to get right. I agree. Yeah, I agree. You got to be in shape. Obviously, we know the injuries were a major problem with the last regime and the last staff and all that stuff. But, so hopefully that improves. God, we can only hope and pray. Keep our fingers crossed. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, man. This has been a fun show. It's been a fun show today. Savannah beat Ole Miss. See you again. Tip-off at 1 o'clock. The women at CLA, by the way, taking on Ole Miss. But again, check out the podcast. Dropped this morning, episode 389. Again, great conversation, breaking down. And listen, with all due respect to everybody else, and I made this point on social media to somebody, people saying, oh, who's covering Carolina Clemson? Who's covering Gamecock baseball? If you're looking for that coverage and if you're frustrated with anybody else's lack of coverage or lack of attention they're giving the best rivalry in college baseball, stop. Hey, you know what it's easier to do? It's easier to change who you're listening to than change what the people you're listening to are saying, right? If you don't like what the people are saying that you're listening to, change who you're listening to. If you feel like the media outlets or the people, whatever, they're not covering, they're not giving the attention this rivalry deserves, this baseball rivalry, change who you're listening to. Come to yours truly. Trust me. Come to yours truly. Nobody's going to break this series down the way that I can, the way that we can. And again, the podcast today speaks for itself. Full breakdown on Carolina Clemson, breaking down Clemson's entire team, also top storylines, key players of the weekend, my prediction. Of course, we talk a little basketball in that conversation with Michael Roth, all-timer, legendary convo. Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Had a great day. This has been a lot of fun. Like I said, we'll do it again tomorrow. And, of course, the series beginning tomorrow. Can't wait. I'm fired up. I'm excited. Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. You guys have a great day.